Hi, I'm Elizabeth with Wag Workshops.
Hi, I'm Alexandra Dilley with Home Alone Canine.
Tell us a little bit about separation anxiety.
Separation anxiety is a problem that affects between 14 to 55% of dogs in American homes. And it's very debilitating for the dog, but it also creates a lot of problems for people who live with those dogs because every time they try to leave the house, the dog gets very upset. Sometimes this even happens when they just walk out of the room or try to take a shower, and you'll see things like grunting, pacing, barking, howling, destroying doors and windows, or chewing on furniture. And the dog just seems very frustrated or very anxious.
That must be really hard for both the dog and the owner.
Yes, many clients I see just don't leave their homes when this starts happening. They don't know where to turn in order to get help for it.
So, what can somebody who has a separation related issue do to help alleviate the challenges that they're facing?
The gold standard for training is actually to do a systematic desensitization.
What does systematic desensitization mean?
That's a great question. So when you have a problem like leaving the house, your dog gets very anxious, usually before you've even walked out the door. Usually the dog starts to recognize all the signs that you are about to go as you get your keys, as you put on your shoes, maybe even as you take a shower and start to blow dry your hair. And so by the time you've walked out the door, the dog is not capable of calming themselves down because they're so upset. And we have to present those things piece by piece until your dog is completely relaxed and not at all scared with each of those parts of the leaving process. And then we put them all together. And once we put them back together after that practice, it's really much easier for your dog to handle you leaving. And we also look at how we increase the time, right? So we don't want to go from never leaving your dog alone to 4 hours of alone time. So we also look at it gradually increasing that time alone.
It sounds like this is a very gradual process and that we take each of these little pieces of our departure routine apart one by one. How is that achieved in a group dog training session?
I will give the students all of their training plans to do, and we'll spotlight one student each week as we go so they can see how the training is progressing. From there, I actually start to teach people how to build their own training plans based on, their own individual layouts in their home. And I provide feedback on everybody's training plans as we go. Additionally, I will talk about case histories that I've seen or enrichment or the different types of separation-related problems. So it's a wonderful class. People seem to really love it because there's so much personal attention, but also you get to watch other people and learn little tips and tricks to making things go smoothly.
We've run the class. Our participants love it. They rave about the class. So thank you for providing that for us. What are some examples of separation-related problems?
Maybe these are puppies that have to be left in crates and they're whining and howling and barking the whole time the person's gone. Maybe they're even hurting themselves because they're trying to break out of these crates. I've also had dogs where the owner takes one dog out to go potty, the other one gets really distressed. Those double dog situations are so interesting. I've had a lot of cases where the dogs, they aren't in a crate, they're not confined, but they do howl and bark at a lot of things while the owners are gone. A lot of times people who deal with this will live in apartment buildings. They'll get complaints from their neighbors, and that's how they figure out there's actually a problem.
Who is this class for? Who should sign up for this class?
Anybody who is having problems walking out the door and their dog being calm when they leave. What we know from research is that the difference between dogs with these problems and dogs without them is that dogs with the problems, they don't settle. Dogs without these issues, they sleep when you're gone. And I have, had so many clients who have tried, leaving their dog with a Kong before they go out the door. Or they've tried to do desensitization on their own, but every time they do, the dog just seems to get worse and worse. Mm-hmm. And so if you've tried any of those things and have come up empty, this is a great course for you, because this is the course that will break it all down and also tailor it to your issue.
And what will people who take this class learn?
They will learn all about how to get their dogs to relax, how to teach relaxation to their dogs, how to get their dogs to be independent. They'll learn how to create their own desensitization plans that are broken into very little increments that will actually be successful as they practice. They will learn how to increase time alone for their dogs. They're going to learn all about what we know in research behind separation-related problems. And they're going to learn about other dogs that I have worked with in the past that have overcome these problems and how they did it and what it looked like.
When is class and what is the time commitment?
So the classes are 1 hour and 15 minutes once a week, and they take place on Wednesday evenings at 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. And so that's the class itself. And then in between the class, it's great if you can devote 3 or 4 additional days to practicing with your dog. And that would be for 20 to 40 minutes each day.
And where is class held?
The class is online, so you can literally join from anywhere if you want to.
This is fascinating. Anything else we should know about dogs, separation anxiety, and separation anxiety related issues?
There's a kind of a thought that this is such a hard issue to resolve, and I would be more optimistic having a resource like this class to tackle this problem.
Thank you for bringing hope to so many dogs and their owners who are working through separation-related issues.
Oh, my pleasure. And thank you for allowing this to happen and making it happen. I love working with Wag Workshops.
Excellent. We love working with home alone canine.